Have you ever said anything awful about somebody else? I'm sure we have. Okay, it's not the time for confession. There's no booth here, all right? But have you ever been like in a hallway, or maybe you're at church, or at home, or something, you know, and there's a friend of yours that you're talking with, and that friend starts saying some things that maybe just are a little bit negative, and then about somebody else, and then they start kind of going deeper and deeper, and they start turning really awful and nasty, and just downright trash talk, right? They're now in the mode where they're just trash talking somebody, and you're there, and you're going, I really shouldn't participate in this. I'm supposed to be above this. I know that, and then you let something slip out. You know, just a little thing that might come out, saying, you know about her, blah, 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 blah. And then before you know it, you're just digging, right? You're digging that hole that you've gotten into, or you just keep going and deeper and deeper and deeper, and then you look up and you see that person you were talking to, and they've got that awful and odd expression on their face. And that's when you realize that the person you were talking about is now standing behind you. And the first thing that comes to your mind is thinking, what did I just say? And how much did they hear? And the second thing that comes to your mind is, should I just run now or turn and face it? And you know, what's really interesting is while you're trying to figure that out, you see the expression on that person's face, right? You see them standing there, and they're thinking stuff like, why would she say that about me? What have I ever done to her or him? Their emotions are probably about to explode. Maybe the result of this little slip of the tongue ends your friendship, or your job, or your career, or maybe even your marriage. It's like your tongue had a mind of its own when you get in those situations. And when I say tongue, I mean that in like the broadest sense, because nowadays, it doesn't have to be what comes out of your mouth. I mean, you might tweet it, or post it, or email it, and how many times have I wished that there's a recall function in my Outlook, where I could recall that email that I just clicked send on, and it never does work. How many times have I seen, or you've seen, a posting that you knew was just a new form of trash talk about somebody else? And I don't know, maybe people on social media forget that there are human beings, children of God, that read those things. Maybe they feel isolated and safe in a bubble, that they can actually say those kinds of things. I have a good friend, known her for many, many years, back at home. And she was a lovely person. She struggled through a lot of things in her life, but she kept on going. She was always there to help other people. She was wonderful. Really, she had kind of a strong will, but she was really a good person. And then one day, and I'm friends with her, and I'm friends with her on Facebook, and I saw the meanest, most racist, evil, hate-filled posting that she made, and I couldn't believe my eyes. And I thought, what on earth is this even the same person? It's like her fingers had minds of their own, her mouse button did, whatever it was. I wanted to shout. What are you doing? And I saw a lot of heads nodding, so I went through some of this. But I think we've all been there. And there you have it. That's today's scripture, is the message from James. He may not have known about social media and email, but he was certainly spot on about how people actually live. And there we find ourselves. And people say is scripture relevant, but there I found myself in scripture. There I was, the trash talker that James was warning us about. Unfortunately. James wrote this letter that we read today. He wrote it to the people of the earliest Christian church, James, the brother of Jesus. So this is really early. It turns out he was describing for them a warning about how to live our lives in this early church. In his writings earlier, James showed us that we needed to be slow to listen. You may remember this as a sermon if you were here. Slow to speak and even slower to anger. He emphasized the importance of keeping our focus on God as we lived out our lives. I think that passage was kind of like a bookend to this one. There he set us up. Take your time responding to something. Don't speak so fast. Don't get so angry. Keep God in front of us. And then last week, Reverend Sam talked about James's insistence on living our faith through work, our works. And we heard an example of how we need to apply the love of Christ in our lives. That the works we have to do in our faith are the acts of love that we give to everybody else that we meet. Even when it's very hard to do that. Now James focuses our attention on one of those acts, one of those works, the use of our voices, in whatever form they have today. It's a continuation of the same message. Living our faith through what we do. James knew that the church was young, and that the primary way of sharing information about Christ was going to be using one of humankind's most dangerous weapons, our tongues. He tries hard to tell us that although it is one of the smallest members of our body, if you use it carelessly, it can wreak havoc. James says this use of our voice, when it goes wrong, is very difficult to control, and many cannot. James is so concerned that he even cautions us about teachers, those that become teachers. And he's really talking about teaching about Christ here. But it's true in all realms of teaching. That it's almost impossible to be perfect in containing what comes out of your mouth, because we are emotional beings. He even admits he has the exact same problem. James reminds us that this same tongue that can destroy our lives can save them as well. It's like the flame that we talked about with the children. It can burn or it can illuminate. He paints a picture for us that this is the same tongue that we use to pray with. The same one we speak words of love with. The same one we use to teach our children with. It's the same weapon. We can choose how to use it, but here we find ourselves back in that hallway. It's that we need to choose. We need to be conscious. It is our faith in action. It's our work. James is confessing to us that no matter who you are, we all have this problem, which made me feel better. Because I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not perfect. We have the ability to use ourselves, though. We can use ourselves for lifting, or we can use ourselves to just burn it all back down. We We can do this with nothing but a breath set in love or anger, in grace or in hate, in kindness or in jealousy. Throughout his writing, James is telling us that even with the unfortunate fire starter located inside our mouths, there is still hope if we focus on God first and choose what comes out of our mouth based on that. Maybe the next time you find yourself drawn into that gossip session, that session of nasty, no good trash talking, think about James. Maybe the next time you see that posting and you're ready, your blood pressure rises up, and you want to just keyboard in and say something awful. So you're typing, and your keyboard's going so fast, maybe it's about to catch fire, you'll stop. Think about James. Here's a take on that same passage that Pat read for us, but it's from Peterson's The Message. And I love how this leads. It only takes a spark, remember, to set off a forest fire. I always envision Smokey the Bear again. I heard that one. A careless or wrongly placed word out of your mouth can do that. By our speech, we can ruin the world, turn harmony into chaos, throw mud on a reputation, send the whole world up in smoke, and go up in smoke with it. Smoke right from the pit of hell. That's Peterson interpreting James. But I say, maybe we can choose to remember before we speak, before we respond, before we type, before we act our faith not in love. We can choose to remember first. All of us on this world are God's children. Every single one. No exceptions. None. All of us are God's children. We can choose to respond in anger or hate. Or we can instead choose to make this the work of our faith and respond with God's love and grace, which is exactly what I did for my friend. I said, when I saw her, and I said, "Is something wrong? Why are you so upset?" And she was in a lot of pain. She was in a lot of pain. And I said, "Can we just talk? Because you seem to be very upset." That's what God is asking us to do. Don't respond. Lift. Don't hate. Love. Maybe if we allow our faith and share our love in Christ, we're sharing His love for everyone. Maybe, just maybe, we can douse that flame of hate and anger with one of peace and love. Amen.
Amen.